Hi, it's Marco, and in this video I will be sharing with you an interview that I did with the CEO of the equity crowdfunding platform CrowdedHero that I recently added to my portfolio as well and recently made a review of. So I really wanted to have an interview with him to see what they actually add to the field of equity crowdfunding, what is the platform about, what also are their plans for the future, and also what measures they took to actually avoid investors to take too much risk on the platform. So we are going to cover all of that inside this interview. So let's jump right now to the interview I made with the CEO of CrowdedHero.
Cool. So yeah, let's just get started. That's okay for you. So yeah, if you could just introduce yourself and also your company.
Yeah, my name is Janis. I represent company CrowdedHero. We are a brand new equity crowdfunding platform in Latvia with the passionate fintech colleagues who join us previous years. And so we started with just an idea to do something great, to build our own project after the banking. And so after the 2 years, here we are. So we have our own product, we have our own team, and we are starting with the first projects to launch.
Okay, awesome. So as you probably know, we'll talk a lot in this interview about equity crowdfunding in your company. But on my side, I share with people a lot of ways to invest, right? So there are a lot of ways out there: real estate, stock market, peer-to-peer lending as well, which is quite close to what you are doing. So how does equity crowdfunding is better or different than all those other ways to invest?
Equity crowdfunding is just one of the ways to invest, but peer-to-peer lending, I would not say there's something similar. It's more similar to the stock market because we are selling basically. At the end of the day, the investor have stocks in their portfolio on their own name. So basically, I see more similarities to the brokerage stock market, but not peer-to-peer lending. So, and it's already well-known business in Europe, in old Europe, especially in the UK. And so we are just now providing these opportunities to first of all, to the Baltic market, and then we are ready to scale this with our own idea to the whole Europe. Basically, we are refocusing, rebuilding equity crowdfunding. We are focusing on medium-size, small-size entrepreneurs who already have shown their abilities to run the business. And this is the companies we want to fund, and we want to also provide these opportunities to the investors.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So let's not talk about like your company, CrowdedHero, and comparing it to other similar platforms in equity crowdfunding. So for example, I've been staying away for a long time from equity crowdfunding. I think I first heard about it maybe 5 years ago. I put some money in it, probably as many people listen to this, and yeah, even if the projects sounded very nice, I never saw any money back just because the company basically didn't do any exit and they didn't have the cash flow to pay dividends. So that was my own experience, and I really stay away from this type of investments because of this. So yeah, with that in mind, how would you say CrowdedHero is different from other platforms?
As I said already previously, we are refocusing, we are rebuilding the equity crowdfunding business model. We want to support small and medium-sized entrepreneurs here, starting with the Baltic, who already have proven their abilities to make the business. Therefore, one of the most important criteria is that the company can make to onboard and to provide to the investors, like for you. So we already check by ourselves. We do the due diligence of the companies. The company is able to pay out the dividends. Do we see clear exit, or this is just the company cash cow? So they are just generating the profits, and there's no other perspective. There's different types, and but definitely the companies we onboard, according to our vision, they should pay out the dividends in the coming years. It's not the same as other crowdfunding platforms to invest in startup. As you know, the ratio for the startups is 20 to 1. So basically one startup company will be the rock star out of the 20. We are just doing just in an opposite way. Yeah, basically you will not be able to I don't know, make your investments 20 times more, but you have a stable 10, 15, 20% annually. This is what you can make.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think the next question would be related to that, but maybe you can add some more details. Yeah, a lot of people in my audience, they ask this about all type of investment, for example, also real estate, also the stock market, but they asked like what is the guarantee for them that at the end of the day they will actually get some money back. For example, in the stock market, right? It's heavily regulated, and you know that you will lose money or gain money, but you can easily get your money back, right? So what do you say about that? Like, what would be the guarantee that they actually see the money coming back to them?
Yeah, so about the stock market, you say exactly the same. So basically, this is the same as a bingo, but it's regulated. So you trust the regulation, you trust the government, you trust that they are doing their job, and they are making they're checking, I don't know, financials. They are doing quarterly reports. So you rely on them, on the regulation. And with the equity crowdfunding here is the same. We are not we are checking the companies. They need to provide quarterly statements. We are checking their financials. We're taking care. We are looking for these investments. So as I've said, so if there is no startups, just a bright idea, and if the company is running already and have proved their cash flows, their profits, so most likely the company will do the same in the next years, and they'll be really able to pay out the dividends. So, but talking about the securities, so basically you check the financials, like in the stock market, the previous results, and you trust them that the company will make the profits in the future. So, but this is the kind of equity crowdfunding. So you can lose or you can win, and most likely, if you do on your own due diligence, so you will see that there are big potential to win rather than to lose the money, and you are becoming the shareholder. So there is some other like details in Latvia what we are providing. Once the company is not paying out the dividends, if the company have the profits, investor can get, according to Latvian law, not the B stock anymore, but the A-class stock. That means they will be able to vote and block kind of interest for the entrepreneurs, which will definitely be very heavy for them to work further if they're not fulfilling their obligations or duties. So there is some instruments which oblige them to pay out the dividends. So, and therefore we hope that it will be in this way.
Okay, awesome. So maybe you can tell us still a bit on the topic of the risk that investors are taking. Can you tell us more about the whole process that you use to like make a due diligence for the companies that want to be listed? And maybe in the same question, you can also maybe tell us a bit more about the company that is currently being funded on the platform to maybe illustrate that.
Okay, yeah. So this is some good part or good point from the new EU regulation of the crowdfunding at all. We needed also to provide our process of the due diligence to the regulator and to go through. We have 4 steps of the due diligence process for each and every entrepreneur. Basically, we start with the idea, with some basic financials, then we go a little bit more deeper, then we interview the entrepreneur, we see in a person, to get the feeling with the business owner, and in the end of the day, we are giving some remarks or comments, matching up the agreements, what they need to sign. Basically, each and every investor have the shareholder agreement, which is in place in every situation, which regulates what the current business owner can do and what not. We have the investment agreements in place and some other restrictions under which they are not able, I don't know, to steal the money or to send out huge amounts of the funds. We are checking like with the existing GEGE. This is the very nice bright star in Latvian business within e-commerce. They are doing quite well. They already reached very good level of the sales here in Latvia. They want to expand to the Baltics and to Nordic countries. We put in place, they didn't have a shareholder agreement in place with their existing shareholders. We put some limitations under which they cannot, I don't know, send the money, but we doesn't stop them for working or to do everyday business activities. I mean, so we stood the limitations that it cannot buy by the investor fund, I don't know, new BMW and so on and so forth. So basically, we a little bit help them to make some corrections or to take some responsibilities of the intellectual property of the company who owns, I don't know, starting with the logo, the platform, the idea of the business, but the all main assets are still kept in the company, which is super important, that there is no, they are not writing away the assets. So as soon as we have, and we see that the company with the positive cash flow, with the turnover, with the asset base, so we are ready to go sign investment agreement and give the opportunity for the investors to invest.
Okay, yep, very clear. Great. So you mentioned just a moment ago, like this license, this European license. So yeah, a lot of platforms in every field, not only equity crowdfunding, are really currently moving in this way, like getting some kind of regulation, either a brokerage license for peer-to-peer lending platforms, or this European crowdfunding provider license for more a platform like yourself. So what are the plans, in the calendar of CrowdedHero in this field?
Yeah, once we started the crowdfunding, this was one of our main goals, main target was to be transparent, user-friendly, and with the license. So we were starting to looking for the license for different kind of jurisdictions. But once it took a lot of time to investigate, to do the market intelligence and due diligence. In the end, we understood that the most easiest way is to get the license in your home country, where you can communicate with the regulator, where the regulator knows you and you know the regulator. You know basically the rules of the house, how you need to act, and so on and so forth. So we started already this process 1.5 years ago. We prepare all the procedures which are required. And it's not like 10 pages. There's a huge amount of the work, what has been done. 26 procedures has been written in-house from the scratch by our own. We submitted 2 months ago, we submitted all the papers to the regulator, and hopefully in the nearest future, and here I'm saying like in a couple of weeks, we're about to get the equity crowdfunding license here in Latvia, according to each and every rule, the share capital limitations, prudential safeguards, so on and so forth. So yeah, we want to go this way. We want to be transparent. We want to build up the trust with the investors. So once you have the license, once your business is approved by the regulator, we assume that it will also give the trust to the investors to believe your business idea and the way you are doing due diligence of the businesses.
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. Now let's talk a bit about the future. So where do you see the field of equity crowdfunding going in the coming years? Maybe at least in Europe, let's say.
Yeah. As we see already since the past, it's developing with the huge steps forward. So alternative financing, you can see in each and every business industry. I don't know, with the peer-to-peer lending, consumer loans, different kind of investment platforms, stocks, bonds, unregulated bonds. Alternative investment is one of the ways how you can avoid classic ways of financing your business. I don't know, going to the banks. Basically, banks is doing like they were working 15 years ago. They're still working in the same way. And I'm not saying bad. So they have their own rules. If you cannot fulfill them, so you cannot go to the bank. And once you're already, if you want to, I don't know, like we are cooperating with the banks. We are just friends for the banks. We are giving the equity funding for the company. I don't know, company who already have some manufacturing facilities. Most likely they invested their own money. Probably they borrowed some money from the banks. And the company financials is not so good to take the next loans. And so here, crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, including the CrowdedHero, can be a partners for the company and for the bank. Once you have very healthy financials for your company, you can go to the bank and borrow more money to scale up your business. I don't know, to build some second line of the manufacturing, so on and so forth. So I believe alternative financing is just a way to cooperate, to develop, to grow faster. Whole ecosystem is profiting from that there is alternative ways to go further, to move on. Not just for the classic ways. So once you have, I don't know, the salary 5,000, you can get that kind of apartment. If you don't have, so basically you cannot buy an apartment. Here is the way people to grow.
Yep. I completely agree. I love it. Yeah, that's exactly what I think as well. But the field for sure. Now, kind of the same question, but really more focused on your company, CrowdedHero. What are the plans that you can say at least for the coming years?
So yeah, as we just started recently, so probably some new products like secondary market, which is important, and we see this as a huge demand. Probably the loans for the companies. There is plenty of the companies. According to their mentality, they are not ready to give away some equity. They are better taking some risks and then taking the loans. So yeah, secondary market, probably the loans for the company, and then expansion to the other regions. For the next coming years, this is definitely the European Union. We already have received some projects from the Portugal, from the Belgium. We are looking for. We're investigating them. So this is the nearest. So sky is the limit.
Now let's imagine that somebody is listening to this, somebody that has some experience in investing but never invested in equity crowdfunding. So what would be your advice to get started in equity crowdfunding?
Yeah, equity crowdfunding or investing, it's pretty much the same. So once you're ready or decide to invest, you need to first of all take your own decision where you want to invest. What is your favorite? I don't know, the industry, the region, the percentage, the yield. The bigger yield, the bigger responsibility you are taking. I don't know, the same with the crypto. Of course, you can get the yield, I don't know, 100, 200, 7,000%. But this is as well the responsibility, the risk you are taking, equity crowdfunding. So my best advice, so first of all, make your own due diligence, where you feel comfortable. At least read some materials, what you are doing. Don't do blind investments, because then you don't understand even what you bought. So do some initial or basic, some due diligence, and once you feel comfortable, start with the decent or small amount of the money, depends. Or therefore, by the way, the new regulations set some calculators for ability to take losses. So according to them, there is a calculator. Calculate your possibility to take the losses or make the profits and do some investments and see how it goes, where the industry goes, how the company develops with yourself, and then probably diversify. So by not only one, diversification, it is always the key of each and every situation in the life. Don't put all the eggs in one basket. So I think that's the takeaway for every beginner who is starting their investments.
So what are the best ways to get more information about your company and get started with CrowdedHero?
Most likely in our website. So you can go www.crowdedhero.com. There is the main information, including the blogs, all the elements, procedures, graphs, how the process look like, what you're getting in the end of the day. So this is the main information. But you can find, so in all the social networks, there we're publishing quite a lot of information. In LinkedIn, definitely there is a lot of information about us, about the way, about the processes. So, and you can always, I don't know, call us directly, send an email. We'll respond it very shortly, as soon as we can. So come and enjoy.
Awesome. Yeah, so thank you again for answering all those questions. I'm sure my audience will love it. Yeah, thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, this is already the end of this interview. I really hope that you enjoyed it. So if you want to learn more about the platform CrowdedHero, maybe try it. I put some links just below the video. You will find a link to my review of CrowdedHero, where you can find all the latest information about the platform and also my own returns over time. You will also find a direct link to the platform if you just want to try it out and create an account. So again, if you have any questions about the platform, about investing in equity crowdfunding in general, or just about investing, just leave them below the video. And that being said, thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.